99% of you would skip right past if it
Wildfire, is you going to protect your business?
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but
I am not being racist.
Scientists are figuring out how life actually started, and it's not from monkeys. I personally think what I'm about to tell you is the biggest news in history, and I don't know why anyone is talking about it. Stay tuned for an exciting deep dive. Here we go. Did you know that life might have started with plasma? Yes, that electrified, glowing state of matter that you don't know anything about, that makes up 99.9% of the universe, but we were never taught about in schools. This might be, scientists are saying now, key to how life began on Earth and other places. First things first, what is plasma? It's known as the fourth state of matter, solid, liquid, gas, plasma. It's basically a charged electrified gas. It powers stars, lightning, aurora borealis, neon signs. It's dynamic, chaotic, full of energy, perfect for creating something extraordinary. Okay, now picture it's early Earth. There's volcanoes erupting, lightning storms raging, and lightning is plasma, and there's gases swirling in the atmosphere. This is the chaotic environment where plasma sparked life. So recent experiments in science are showing that plasma can create the building blocks of life, like amino acids, the stuff that makes up proteins. Okay, so in a lab, scientists mimicked Earth's earliest conditions using plasma. And guess what? They got amino acids from simple gases like methane, ammonia, hydrogen, the beginning of time and Earth when it was.
Wait, so plasma's like lightning or thunder, and scientists somehow took that plasma and applied it to like hydrogen and methane and came out with amino acids? I actually don't know how plasma works, but I know it's the fourth state of matter. They didn't tell us more about it other than it's the fourth state of matter. We didn't play with plasma, you know. We played with solid, liquid, and gas, but no plasma. Why didn't they give us plasma to play with? These are the right questions. These are the right questions. Oh boy. No, this is a very interesting take. I believe there is a theory where it's like, hey, we were put here by an asteroid and it landed in the water, and then the water like somehow that's where the first beings were, and then we originated out of that water and became land animals. I believe that's what I like that theory the most, I feel. But this plasma one's interesting. It's another way. Maybe some other things came this way. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
no, because y'all have to see this picture. So this photo was taken at the Linda Vista Hospital in Los Angeles. It's obviously an abandoned hospital. It closed down in 1991. But the person who took this photo was actually working on a film in the hospital. And this was back in 2013. He decided to go down memory lane when he was doing stuff like this in his career, and he saw this in one of the photos that he had took. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a lot of ghost photos. I've seen a lot of ghost videos. That is not human. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like it's melting. It's really scary. What do y'all think this is? Now, the story in this next photo is these people are students, okay? This was taken at a school in Rosario, Argentina. This photo was actually taken at the school's church. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but once you brighten the image, you can see what they are pointing out a little bit better. Mind you, all the people that are in this photo, they are teenagers. They're like 16, 17, 18 years old. But they captured a clear photo of a little girl in a white dress behind this man. Do you guys think this is a ghost or just a misinterpretation of a person?
Bro, come on. That's clearly a misinterpretation of a person. There's no way that's a ghost. You can see all the features. Usually the ghost ones, you can't see nothing. It's just a blob and you can barely see through it. And like, this is a ghost. And you're like, yeah, I can kind of see it. But this one is clearly. But the first one, and let me see if we can go back to the
No, because y'all have to see.
Bro, that's definitely a guy in like a suit or something, hazmat suit. Oh my God, maybe it's a time traveler. One of those time traveler beings that's just stuck in those hospitals. And, you know, you can only catch them on the photographs. And that's the way we interpret it in the 3D. Our eyes can't perceive it, but the camera can. Yo, this is a thing. I started spiraling on one of the videos I recently recorded. And they're like, yo, what if all the things is because we can't perceive the other dimensions? So what we see is what we think, but in fact, it really is. And I'm like, oh my God, it could really be they were talking about angels and why we only see the wings or the eyes, and the way that it's accounted in the literature is like it's just a glob of wings with eyes and this and that. And I'm like, oh my god, that's because that's all we can perceive in the 3D, and in fact those dimensional beings are like 5D, or they called it like 4th or 5th density beings. I'm like, bro, this is freaking crazy, but it makes sense. Sorry, I'm spatted still from that video I recorded many. Oh my god, the spat is continuing. It's supposed to reset after I hit the like. Oh boy.
We are in the greatest shift humanity has ever had.
But like,
Because of the work that you put in the last 3 years, the next 3 months are going to accelerate. Because of the work that you put in the last 3 years, the next 3 months are going to accelerate. Because of the work that you put in the last 3 years, the next 3 months are going to accelerate. Because right now, baby, you might be sitting and you're like, I feel like I'm in the same spot that I was a couple of months ago. I feel like I'm in the same spot that I was a couple of years ago. No, you're not. No, you're not. And the way that God is about to come through for you, because of the work that you put in the last 3 years, that behind the scene work that nobody was seeing, that nobody was feeling, that nobody was acknowledging, that nobody was validating. Oh, just watch. And it's not even that you're going to be moving too quickly. And it's not even that you're going to be rushing through things. It's just going to be happening right on time. And it's going to feel so quickly from one day to the next. Other people, they're going to be like, how did that happen? How did that happen for them? How are they living this life? Like you literally started from ground zero and out of nowhere. And it wasn't just out of nowhere. You know exactly what it is that you had to do to get there. It wasn't just out of nowhere. And baby, let me tell you, God was preparing you these last few years to make sure that you were ready for whatever it is that is coming. So
because of the work that you put in the last 3 years, the next 3 months. Sorry. Man, just because she keeps saying it doesn't mean, yo, my last 3 years been going strong for like the last 20 years, bro. Still not financially free. What the hell? Gotta manifest the things today. I'm trying. I'm doing the works. I'm doing the manifesting. I'm doing the positive affirmations. I see myself in this light. I see myself in that Lambo. I see myself everywhere. But, I'm like, yo, how many more years of this, bro? Go. But I know.
What is the single greatest video on YouTube? One that you can watch hundreds of times. Mine is one that 99% of you would skip right past if it popped up in one of your recommended modules, because the title and thumbnail look like the most boring thing in the world. But then you notice, that's strange. This seems to have 130 million views. And then you know how YouTube has a feature where if you mouse over this bar, it actually shows you a little graph of the parts that people are replaying over and over again. And there's this big spike right in the middle. And then you realize, okay, something happens right here that made this go mega viral. Maybe a pyrotechnic explodes on the stage, or maybe the musicians all get into a fist fight. Because otherwise, it's just a bunch of elderly, middle-aged musicians playing an old Beatles song at the 2004 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And so you play the video and it starts and it's fine. It's a bunch of old famous rockers like Tom Petty and Steve Winwood, guys that were famous in the 80s and the 70s. And the song they're playing is the Beatles' While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which was famous because the original cut in 1968 had a guitar solo by Eric Clapton. So it's like, okay, when does the thing happen that made 130 million people watch this over and over and over again? And then at about 3 minutes in, a guy in a red hat magically appears on the stage. And you realize that is Prince. And he proceeds to play what some believe is the greatest guitar solo ever played live. That's all of it I can play without this video getting taken down. But if you just search While My Guitar Gently Weeps anywhere, the top result will be Prince guitar solo. My favorite part is watching the reactions of the other musicians on stage who genuinely did not seem to know this was coming. And to be clear, this guitar solo goes on for like 2 minutes longer than the original song, so I kind of think he just kept playing. But yeah, just search the name of the song there or here and you'll get it. While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
R.I.P. to Prince. Good to know. I believe he was famous prior to this solo, I'm assuming, because he's on the stage, right? So he is definitely famous by 2004. Yeah, I believe you. I'm not, I guess, shocked that it has 133 million views. I mean, you got some big shots in there, it looks like. So, and it's a great song. I love the Beatles.
When you're German and there's kinky wildfires, you're gonna protect your best Jewish friend because that's the least we can do. Oh no. Now there's a lot of smoky smoke. Look at this. I woke up to hell. It looks like the world is ending over there down. This looks like a nuclear bomb. Damn, now it's looking worse. It's coming down the hill here. All right, guys, so the fires got worse. We decided to evacuate. Yeah, we are safe. Our dog is safe. Adam is safe. Our home is safe. Unfortunately, a lot of homes are not. Thanks for checking in on me. I really appreciate it. Adam got about 100 calls from his Jewish family. My German family doesn't have my number, so I really appreciate you checking in on me. We decided to cancel the shows tonight in LA. Just, it doesn't make sense. Other LA shows are still on. I decided to also donate any profits from all the LA shows in the next 2 months to the Wildfire Fund. I love you all. Stay safe, and hopefully I see you.
Wait, is this what happens to influencers? Like once they make it, they just go around the United States doing shows? Because like I feel like I've seen multiple videos where like influencers I watch or like content creators, they're like, yo, I'm gonna be here at this time, like buy tickets. I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'm cool with just like staying home and just recording. I don't want to go anywhere, but at the same time. All right, very interesting. Maybe one day in the future, I could be sorry, I'm spiraling. Main thing is, hey, people are getting affected by the fires. Hopefully they end soon, or they appear to be ending. They're trying to tell us they have it under control, so we'll see. Some people are affected. Hey, if you need to evacuate, because some people saying those be controlled DWs, so be careful.
We have just borne witness to an attempted hijacking of the timeline. Light workers were in the process of steering our timeline into a higher trajectory. There has been an attempted intervention, like an attempted hijacking, you could say, of the timeline, attempting to steer it back into the false matrix. What it's meant to induce in humanity is a sense of futility, smallness, powerlessness, hopelessness, outrage at the injustices, outrage at how small we are, how unfair the world looks right now, looking at the world stage and going, but all of this suffering is happening and I can't fix it. We're being asked to turn our outrage into our power. That's alchemy. That's what we're here for. That's how the light workers take control of the timeline once again and shift it even further, like a quantum leap beyond where we were currently going, because that's the beauty of all the malevolent intervention. It serves as a springboard that catalyzes us to reach higher heights, to go further into our light than we would ever dare to go. So dare to go beyond where you've been before, light worker. Turn your outrage into your power. Remember who you are. Cosmic being, a being of infinite love, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion, infinite power. Breathe it right in. Let's steer this ship to where it's got to go.
Okay, fair. Fair. I'm gonna stick with fair right now because, you know, what's been happening is I've been getting a few videos about this Galactic Federation and how, and I know some people may not agree that they're light workers or even a true federation that is protecting our timeline. At least they feel they are, you know, hey, they have access to different density spaceships and they're protecting the world, and we just don't see it because, you know, sometimes our light is not as bright as their light, and that's what they say. So it very well could be in this person's timeline, hey, she has these light workers that are protecting her timeline, but Goon timeline, everything's gonna be fine. No one's hijacking our timeline going strong. Everything's fine. We get a few Mandela effects here and there, but yeah, other than that, we're pretty solid. Oh boy.
Nikola Tesla was a starseed and one of the smartest people that ever existed. And when you think back, he was a disciplined version of us. He always ate dinner every day at 6:10 p.m. He fasted a lot. He only slept a lot of times 2 hours at night. But what nobody talks about is he walked 8 to 10 miles a day. And I'll go a little bit further. The song Jesus Walks was a prophecy that Jesus walks with the sinners and the saints. It's 3 minutes and 13 seconds. But I believe something different. I believe that when you walk, you release a frequency to Mother Nature, to Mother Earth, and to the people around you. And currently, I'm at 850,000 steps. My goal was to walk 1 million steps in a month. My point being is this: when we walk, we release a frequency. Been doing 40,000 steps a day. We're coming to the end. If you're in the Orange County, California area, and you would like to walk as a part of our meetup, please DM me for details.
Bro. I'm understand the message. Great. You're doing the walking. Yes, Nikola Tesla doing the things. But I look at your background and I'm like, bro, is this the fog? Is this the clouds? That veil be real thick over there in California, looking like maybe they're going to say it's the wildfires, like smoke or something. I don't know when you took this video, but like, that's scary, bro. You may need to mask up. Like, I don't know what you're breathing out there. I'm just concerned, all right? But I'm glad you got the steps in. Glad you're getting healthier. That's the thing. Still working on my own New Year's resolution. Got to eventually make it back to the gym. Got even buddies asking me, Teddy, when you going back to the gym? And I'm like, yo, it's been months. I need to go. Need to find a way. Say, this is interesting. It's nice nose resting. Say, it's bad.
You hear about the construction workers that dug up this statue in Siberia?
Блин. Вот это да. Короче, разрыли экскаватором.
Now, some people believe that this could have been a fallen angel frozen in time, while others think it's just a statue.
Такую, ну я скажу, эмоции просто не рассказать. Душа куда-то аж упрыгивает. Не знаю, конечно, не описать. Это просто не рассказать, почему так. Что это такое? Ну там сейчас на вертолете прилетят все эти дела. И вот пока не приехали все эти товарищи, мы вот тут с ребятами вырвались. Ребята, это вообще трындец. Какие эмоции.
By just looking at this picture, others even believe that they feel some kind of eerie energy coming from it. The details are very creepy, but the Bible tells us that the bodies of fallen angels were destroyed. Only their soul lives amongst us as demons.
Андрей, Денис, сними меня. Энергия идет.
And there's like no new information about this. We don't know where the statue is at and where did the guys go. Just let me know when I need to stop paying my bills at this point, okay?
Bro, I feel like I've seen multiple videos of the same statue, and I also tried to dig into what the statue was or where it was and couldn't find too much. I didn't even know, like, you type in statue that guys find. There's actually lots of statues people find that are dug up and strange, and this one is definitely eerie. It feels like, who is it? Medusa, like something, happened that turned this person into stone or potential fallen angel. But as the lady said, some literature does say that the angels don't have bodies, and that's why they seek us, in the form of demons now, supposedly. So, oh boy, and oh man, it could be.
Everywhere. Again, tonight in Asheville, it's going to be about 26 degrees. I'm driving through town today, and I thought it might help if I showed some of these tents on the side of the road and the highways. When we see new tents popping up every day, that means it's new homeless and people that probably lost their houses in Helene. Now, obviously, that's not all the tents that are here. That's just what is on my commute to work. I see a lot of the comments in my videos that are saying, well, why don't you take them in? I do my part, and my part is private and not on social media. But I think the question we should be asking is not, why don't you take them in? I think the question should be, why is nobody doing anything about the fact that citizens are living in tents in freezing weather? The conversation that I'm trying to elevate is, why is there complacency with homelessness anywhere? We have to turn up the volume on this dialogue.
Wait. It's not his responsibility to take them in, but at the same time, if you got a neighbor that's suffering, you feel like you got to do the neighborly things and let them out of the cold. Don't You're all in it together. This is not like Puerto Rico. People are so selfish in the United States. Just because your neighbor has power, he's not going to share the power with you. He's just going to be enjoying that stuff by himself. So you got to look out for you and your own family. Oh my God. And I actually have a tent because, you know, Emily's a doomsday prepper and she's got the go bags and she's got like a 8-person or 8 to 10-person camping tent that she keeps telling me I need to learn how to put it up so that way I know the things. And I go back and I'm like, if they ever do the things like, hey, let's send something up here, let's do a DAW and destroy all the things. Oh boy, that tent gonna be more useful than I think. Hey, not making fun of anyone with the tent. I get the tent. They took everything. You lost everything. What are you gonna do? You still need to provide. You're not gonna go to the shelter. They don't even care about you in the shelter, they say. So what are you going to do? You're going to get a tent, you're going to find the things, and you're going to try and continue the things. I'm not going to shame that, you know. I understand. I get it.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I simply do not believe this guy when he says why he silenced truth with fact-checking. He simply shifted the blame.
These people from the Biden administration would call up our team and like scream at them and curse.
So now all of a sudden we're supposed to forgive him. He's just a cool guy and he silenced truth just because he got some scary phone calls. And what I want to know is why this other cool guy didn't question Mark about his connections to DARPA, which is the research arm of the Department of Defense, or LifeLog. What is LifeLog, you may ask? It was a research project by DARPA that aimed to create a digital record of an individual's life. So their communications, their interactions, their activities for surveillance. And it just so happens when this project, LifeLog, was disbanded, Facebook popped up right after. So why doesn't Joe want to get to the bottom of that one and what Facebook really is? And you still think these guys have your best intentions in mind and are on your side and not simply just shifting the narrative before your eyes. Okay?
I don't believe any of the 1%ers, and at the same time, the 1%ers are the only people's content that I seem to be watching. So, hey, that's all that's on the thing. I actually sat there and watched all of Zuckerberg talking to Joe for 3 hours, like 2 hours and 50 minutes. I sat through it all, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. It's hard to believe. It feels like he's flipping, and it just doesn't make sense, you know. Oh, we got angry phone calls and people were saying all the things and I didn't know what to do, and then leading a company and trying to understand and not having, you know, the governments come after you. I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, none of the, you don't think all the other companies had to deal with the same BS? You think you're, oh, here I am playing along, bro. You were gonna play along no matter what. That's what they want you to think. That's what you want. I
am not being racist, but whenever I go back to the UK, I will always ask an Asian person to help me take the photo. And that is because they are better picture takers than us Brits. And they put in much more effort. This is what will happen if I ask a British person to help me take a picture.
See, already you can tell he doesn't give a shit. No effort whatsoever. He takes one photo and he's off. Doesn't even let me check. Unbelievable. As predicted, a crap photo.
But if I ask an Asian person, this is what happens.
Oh my, look at that enthusiasm. She's even directing me and suggesting angles. I'm done, but she's not. Wow, she's on the floor getting the money shot. That is what you call...
I'm Asian. India's in Asia, right? I'm the same way. I would be doing all these crazy shots. Let us stay here, to turn the camera, flip it the horizontal, like a portrait. Let me add a blur in. Sorry, I do all the things. It's this. I understand this is maybe upsetting to a few people, but hey, take better pictures. You can always improve. Trust me. I took a photography class, and I go back, and I'm like, if I take another photography class, will I be a better picture taker? No. Learn the things.
So this is a really common thing with being psychic, especially in the day and age that we live in, because we feel like being psychic should look like it does on Charmed. That's what we're told anyway. Witchcraft, spirituality, psychic abilities are all put on this pedestal of amazingness. Like you have to be born into. So a lot of us naturally feel like, okay, well, I'm not that special, so it can't be me. And so we actually disregard a lot of our experiences as intuition, good guessing, coincidence, weird dreams that just happen to come true. And it doesn't help that a lot of society today feels like psychic should look a certain way. There's a lot of stigma that comes to being spiritual and psychic. Everyone automatically assumes it's a scam. It's assumed that you're supposed to literally know everything. So if you say you're psychic and then something happens and someone's like, well, why didn't you know that? You're psychic. Not realizing that being psychic is just the ability to access information without our five senses. So just accept it and embrace it.
Guys, I have to tell you, I went through mediumship classes, and I do believe everyone has the ability to be a psychic. The type and level of psychic you are may differ, and some people do say, hey, it's genetic, there's a gift, there's a gene that they've pinpointed to. Absolutely, 100%. People can be more in tune to it when they have those genetic benefits. But let's say you don't, you guys can still understand that, hey, there could be another dimensional plane that you may not perceive, but you could have that intuition, and the intuition is enough, I think, to at least start grasping onto it and learning more about the potential mediumship or psychic abilities that you guys can also tap into. And it may come in the form of just like, hey, a thought comes into your head of like this thing, and you're like, hey, now I want to talk about my Instapot and crock pot that I have, and that could be a conversation starting. Like, oh, that's so funny, I was just thinking about buying an Instapot. And there are things, there are different levels. So yeah, I agree with this lady. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with people that want to explore their psychic capabilities as well. Hey, that's the thing, people do it. That's what I wish for all the goons. Be pleasant, be positive, do all the things. Stay safe, stay strong, and most importantly of them all, stay home, stay safe, and don't be a hero. Just don't do it.
Wake up,